In the next 5 minutes, I will tell you a story that turned one of my clients' beliefs. There is no hope for me. I'm the worst case too. I'm free to use my voice. Hi, I am Katarina, speech-language pathologist, and here on this channel I share practical tips about using your voice in a healthy way. So, if this is a topic that interests you, consider subscribing to this channel and hitting that bell notification icon so that you don't miss any of my future videos. And in the next 5 minutes, I will share a story that changed my client's voice and life, and that may change your belief about your own voice. I am the worst case of vocal pain you've ever seen, read the message that I got from a new client of mine. We had a Zoom consultation meeting for the first time together with his assistant, who was doing all the talking while my client was communicating through the Zoom chat. My client refused to use his voice completely because he would experience a burning sensation in his throat and sharp vocal pain after only a few minutes of talking. My client did all the right things. After a short bout of flu, he was experiencing some voice issues such as throat tension and hoarseness. And as a professional voice user who used his voice daily, he went to an ENT to have his voice evaluated. There was some reddening visible on the vocal folds, but no other structural changes. The doctor diagnosed muscle tension dysphonia and recommended voice rest for a few days. Unfortunately, no other recommendations or a follow-up appointment was made, so my client put himself on voice rest for several weeks. I cannot even imagine not talking for such a long time. But every time my client started to talk, he felt pain. And the pain showed up sooner and grew bigger every time he opened his mouth. So no wonder he developed a belief that he's the worst case of vocal pain with no hope of improvement. During our meeting, I explained very briefly how pain works. I told him that vocal pain is not a reflection of tissue damage in the throat. Burning sensation does not mean that there is something burning in the throat. Pain is a complex phenomenon, and it is greatly affected by how we feel about our voice. Fear is a big factor in triggering pain or discomfort. Of course, my client didn't want to believe me. He was even upset with me that I would even suggest something like that. And his anger made him talk. And I remember that moment during our Zoom call where he angrily looked at the camera and started to talk. He was convinced that after a few minutes his throat would be on fire. But after 10 minutes or even more, we were still talking and no pain. We further discussed vocal pain, voice and mind exercises to reduce his fear of talking, to bring his voice back fully after such a long break. After a few weeks, I received a very nice email from my client saying that his voice is on the mend, that he no longer experiences vocal pain. He wrote that it was a very humbling experience for him that taught him the power of mind over his body and voice. And I am sharing this story with you in hopes that you will understand that there is always something that can be done for your voice. It is true that not all voice problems can be fully resolved, but a huge majority can. I believe that there is always something we can do to improve our voice, no matter what you are dealing with, or even if you have a healthy voice. There is always something we can make more efficient or easier or different. But if you believe that there is no hope for you, this single belief will prevent you from finding out what your voice can do. So I challenge you today to reevaluate your belief system. Is it holding you back from achieving your dream voice? If you are experiencing vocal strain, tension, or even pain when speaking, and you are ready to work towards a free, strong, and confident voice, you can apply to our Vocal Freedom System coaching program. Check out this link or the links in the description below this video. I also made a video in which I walk you through 7 steps that lead to a strong voice without tension. If you want to know what body, voice, and mind factors you need to consider to finally free your voice, click the link in the description below this video. And if you found this video helpful, click the like button and share it with your friends, and check out my other videos right here below, and I will see you soon. Bye!